My subscribers have just sent me in some chess games, and today I'm going to be reviewing them and probably criticizing them because the only way to move forward in chess is by learning from your mistakes. So we're going to see what my subscribers are up to. I have 3 different games. One that is from a lower rated subscriber, then a little bit of a higher rated, and then the highest rated. So they're going to be different levels. I haven't seen these games before at all, and I am expecting chaos. But hopefully you learn a lot and I am not too mean. Can I be too mean? Maybe I can. I hope my subscribers don't hate me after this. Maybe they will. Okay, let's start. So the first game that we have here is between actually 2 of my subscribers. White is Rainstorm. This person is a very long time viewer of my channel, and the person playing with the black pieces is actually my editor. So she's gonna be editing this video after this. So if I am very mean to her, then maybe she will make a bad edit, but I don't think so. All right, so White started with d4, and I'm gonna be talking here about both of them because they're both people I want to review because they're both subscribers. Anyway, so d4 d5, okay, c4 e6. Okay, this is good. We have a queen's gambit. Now black is defending the pawn. This is all theory, very great stuff, but now as makes a mistake. Why does she make a mistake? She makes a mistake because she's bringing out this little knight, and this is technically not that bad of a move in itself. But the problem is that it's a little clumsy here. This knight is kind of stopping this pawn from pushing. So this is obviously not a big mistake at this level. They're both, well, 400 and 200 rated in chess. You know, 100 is the lowest you can be on chess.com. So 292 is just a little bit right above it. So it's not a move I love. It's not a move I would want her to ever do again. But it's okay. It's not too bad. All right. We're still chilling. So White, Rainstorm brought the knight out. Okay, she brought the knight out too. So far, so good. But now we're seeing a very regular moment of wanting to do a move that seems active, but that does absolutely nothing at all. So this move over here, it looks good because you're kind of bringing your knight to a more active square than maybe what it was here. But the problem is that this knight is not threatening anything. If we had a bishop here, it would be very different because we'd be threatening a fork. But it's so normal in chess to just make moves that seem good, but that don't really have a purpose. And I think she made this move because she didn't like the fact that the knight was here. So this mistake already comes from the knight going to the wrong place, but this is just wasting a move because the knight has no future here, and now the knight will be able to, after a3, the knight is forced to go back. But Rainstorm didn't do that. Instead, he played bishop d2. Now she went a5, which also looks nice, but after a3, the knight just has to go back, and this has been waste of time. Okay, so now we're seeing the knight coming in. I like this move for Rainstorm. He's definitely getting a good position now. Okay, she brought the bishop out. Takes. Got some trades. The trades are fine. I love this move by Rainstorm, bringing out the bishop, pinning this knight. This is an amazing move. You're bringing out a piece at the same time as you're now really being annoying. Honestly, this knight is the source of all of As's problems. Like, this knight has caused her so much trauma in this game. Okay, so she went bishop e7. That is a good move. Castles. Now the king is in safety. No quick checkmates are going to happen. Queen e2. h6. I like this move to make sure you never get back rank checkmated during the game. Okay, e4. Please tell me that she saw knight takes d4. Please tell me that she saw knight takes d4. There is a big pawn hanging here, which looks scary because if we take this pawn, we're leaving our queen hanging, but we take their queen with check, and then we win the bishop. Did you see it? Yes, she saw it. I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of you. Wow. Yeah, Rainstorm, this is one of those moments where we think that something is fine, And then we forget why it was fine and we go with our new idea. Here, Rainstorm had this idea of just pushing the pawn. Life is great. Woohoo. Gotta get center, which would have been a great move if it wasn't for the fact that this pawn is hanging. So it's easy to have tunnel vision and, you know, you move a pawn, but oh, this pawn was defending this and then that's that. But yeah, okay, so she saw this and now takes... Oh, wait, I literally didn't say that the knight could just take back. Okay, she's not winning a piece at all. What am I saying? I don't know. It's actually 12:30 a.m. I don't know. I thought she was winning a piece. She's not. She's not. She's not. It's late. It's late here in Sweden. Why am I making a video at 12:30 a.m.? Don't ask me. I love doing things in the middle of the night. I will probably have dinner after. Don't ask me. Okay. So knight takes here. Okay, so now... he's able to take this pawn. However, yeah, here, how is it material-wise? It's equal material. Here, this pawn is quite a weakness for Rainstorm. I will say though that they're playing better than their rating. This pawn is quite a weakness. Something like knight b6 here would be very good because then the pawn is hanging. So, and it's really difficult for Rainstorm to defend because even if he does this, you can always bring a rook and just win this pawn. But okay, knight e5, bishop over there, bishop d6. Okay. Yeah, I love this move by Rainstorm. Everything seemed fine, but now that she went f6, there's this hole. There's this big, beautiful square that this knight is going to jump to, which looks very nice. So, okay, knight c4, takes and takes with the pawn. I don't mind this. I mind this. No, as your knight is trapped. This is why you're not a sole soldier going by yourself on an adventure. You need to bring your team. You can't have a football player run with a football alone and think that they're going to strike and make a goal if they have no teammate running behind them. This knight is a disaster. This knight just cannot go anywhere after moves such as rook d2. Perfect, Rainstorm. Yeah. So now this knight is just completely gone. It's just gone. It's just going to get killed. It's just going to die. And it's probably going to live a painful death. And it's very sad. So, yeah, that was very sad. This knight had such nice future, you know, the knight here, knight b6. The knight here would be great, kind of threatening this pawn. This would be a great move, maybe a little bit difficult because this looks scary, but after something like, okay, rook f7, you can try to at some point go rook here and then want to take there, and then this is hanging. So yeah, that knight was full of prosperity. So now she lost a piece and disaster started to happen. So b5, yeah, now she was getting nervous probably. The pawn disappeared, the rook came up, another pawn disappeared. This is what we say, when it rains it pours, and it pours even harder because there's knight b7 and now there's a rook being lost. And yeah, here she's facing the problem that when one thing went wrong, everything went wrong. She was only a piece down, but now she's a rook and 2 pawns down. So yeah, this is now just GG. And we can see probably the checkmate, which I'm sure is about to happen very soon. Okay, there we go. Wow, what a game. Honestly, I think that this game was great for this rating. Rainstorm, you know, played, I think, a pretty decent game there in S2, but it was the story of the night and then the story of... Wait, was that the night she lost? Wait, that was... No! Was that the night she ended up losing? No! I think that was the night she ended up losing. This night, it was the story of the night. This night did not have a good game. It just wandered around, lost a bunch of tempos for the team, and then it ended up getting lost, and yeah. But yeah, then there was this really nice idea of taking that pawn that she saw, which was quite good. So yeah, this game, honestly, I'm pleasantly surprised. It was a great moment. I was, yeah, thinking that this won something more than it did. It only won a pawn, but still, that's nice. That's nice. Or it didn't even win a pawn, but at least it made this pawn become a little bit weak later on. Anyway, so that was game number 1. I wasn't too mean, I think. I don't think I was too mean. Okay. Let's go for game number 2. Okay, so here my subscriber is playing with the white pieces and they played d4, which is a great move, amazing move. Can I say that? And can I tell you why it's also so amazing? It's very amazing because I have just released a course a chessable course, which you can also buy on chess.com, but a chessable course on 1d4. And I've done it together with my mother. So I'll put the link in bio so that you can get the course if you want to learn all about 1d4. It's my first ever proper chess course out there. Okay, so d4, e6, all right. Knight f3, f5, we have a kind of Dutch defense with c4. This is very normal stuff so far. We're seeing a game between a player that's 958 and 931. So they're 900 rated, you know, they're a little bit more on the intermediate side of things, not super beginners, a little bit more higher up there. So knight c3. Okay, so far so good. No big mistake. I like this move. Sometimes we have the idea of pushing that pawn and then we can take this. Castles bring the king to safety. And d5, wow. I predicted it. I'm very proud. Very proud. This is amazing. Okay, so the knight comes up. Yep, okay, taking that pawn. I don't mind it too much because after bishop takes, there's ideas to just bring the knight there. I quite like that. I'm actually going to turn off analysis. No, I don't want to turn off analysis. Wait, I don't want to turn off analysis because then you don't have the eval bar. Okay, well, whatever. We'll leave the analysis over there. But yeah, so I quite like that. So bishop there. Okay, wait a second. Wait a second, Gold. Why are we not going there? Is the reason we're not going here because you're afraid of this? But if this is going to be an absolute disaster after queen a4 check because then the knight is hanging. So I don't really know. This is just an amazing move. You just instantly win a pawn. We need to not be afraid. What happened instead? Bishop c2. But now this pawn is hanging, no? Okay, but now black is not taking it. And b3. Why did black not take this pawn? This pawn was as free as snow in Sweden during winter, which is about to come. Okay, so b3, good, defending the pawn. Bishop a3. Yeah, now things are starting to turn better for white because c6 isn't really such a good move. It's losing control of this pawn. Okay, I like that. Knight g5, a little bit aggressive. It's just not really doing much. I'm not sure what the future of that bishop, of that knight is, but maybe the bishop will go to d7 and we win a pawn. No, the bishop goes to f7. Okay, we got some rerouting of knights. I think the idea is to go knight there and there, which I like. Which I really like. Okay, so knight e4. And now you gotta move this knight somehow. All right, or take that. Okay, that's fine. Gold, your knight. You were too much thinking about your own plans and not seeing what your opponent was doing. You were so excited. Wait, what plan were you even excited about, actually? Wait, I don't know. Did you want to win this pawn? No, so here we have the problem with placing pieces in squares where they're not defended by another piece. That everyone says, I have everything under control. I'm not going to lose it. I'm not going to lose it. I'm not going to lose it. And guess what happens? You lose it. You forget about it. You get too excited. It's like, you know, it's a beautiful summer day and you've been thinking about a salad all day long and you're so sure you're going to make this salad. But then you see a beautiful ice cream and you just go, you know what? I'm going to have ice cream instead. And you forget about the initial salad. It's the same thing. This is the salad that you're just forgetting about. You were having a plan with this. You were going to go here. Things changed and now you completely switched plans and forgot about your friend over here. Okay, so now this is a completely lost position for our dear subscriber. They lost the piece. Will they recover? Typically they do, because typically when they send me a game, they've won, but maybe this person did not win. I don't know. I haven't seen this game. Okay, so bishop takes d6. I like that. And now this knight is hanging. So the knight moves. The rook is hanging. What is happening here? Are they going to save it? Okay. This is now turning a lot better. Now this pawn is hanging. Knight f6. Where's the bishop gonna go? Ooh la la. Can we do something fun? Can we trap this bishop somehow? Queen f4 actually, I think, traps the bishop because we're both threatening the bishop and g5 doesn't work to defend it because of queen takes f6. Okay, g3 also is just very good, actually. g3 is very good. Where does the bishop go? I think you have to go something like knight g4, threaten the queen, and then hope that you can go back somehow. Okay, so now our subscriber won back the piece. Okay, so queen g5. The knight comes in. Now they're just completely winning. And now, yeah, this is a tough position. Here, if I was black, I actually wouldn't have traded. I would have tried to go for something like this, just because the more you trade, the more difficult it becomes to save this for black. I don't see any hope for black anymore. I think our subscriber is just going to win. There's a few checks here, though. A few checks. Wow, our subscriber was brave. The king is going all the way up, and then their opponent lost the queen, but Gold, you didn't take the queen. Gold, you have 3 minutes and 44 seconds left. You can take the queen. Just take it. Now you took it. Okay, now you took it. Okay. Papi gave you 2 chances. Papi gave you 2 chances to take the queen, and you took it. Okay, Gold. A few tactical missteps there, a few pieces that were hanging, but you did a great comeback, and it ended up being a winning game. Okay, I actually was pretty sure that they were gonna win this game, because like I said, my subscribers typically win the games they send to me. I wish they would lose. Like, why don't you send me a game where you lose and I can be really mean and be like, why did you do this? But you know, got games where you win, but it's hard. Yeah, it's hard to think about losses, honestly. Okay, let's go ahead and review the third game. So in this game, it's gonna be some people that are a little bit higher rated. So here, my subscriber has the black pieces, and he's rated 1829, which is definitely the highest rated person we've seen so far. So quite high rated. Kind of right under expert level, or whatever you want to call it, which typically we call 2000. Okay, so e4 and e5. Let me just get the little eval bar going on over here so you can see it. So e4, e5, and then knight f3, knight c6. Okay, c3. This is a Ponziani opening. I actually don't know this too well, but I do think the Ponziani is quite good for white at like a lot of levels. I've actually considered playing it. Knight g4. But now my question is, if white just simply takes this pawn, what is the future of this knight? Does this knight have a future? Why do we always place our knights in squares where they have no future? We need to mourn our knights. We need to take care of them. They're... Think about it being a horse in your stable or something. Like, don't just let it roam free like this so early on. It's not going to have any place to go. Also, the problem now is that I don't like that white has so much center. I don't like this position for my subscriber at all so far. Okay, bishop check. Knight comes out. d6. Okay, I like that. Yeah, where does the knight go? Takes, and the knight has to move back. But now even bishop takes h6. Yep. Now look at the pawn structure. This king is a disaster. This position is amazing for white. Like, white has everything. White has the center, a safe king, a bishop that is on the opposite color of squares than the pawns, which means that this bishop is really strong. You can roam around freely in this position. And black has so many issues. Very unsafe king, bad center, bad knight, bad pawns. We have 1, 2, 3 pawn islands instead of literally like, okay, 2, but like all these pawns are so connected. Yeah, this is a huge advantage for white. Okay, so bishop b5. Yeah, you gotta stop the pin because otherwise this move is coming. Takes and takes, castles. And now black's gotta try to castle as quickly as possible. Does d5 work here? Yeah, here d5 looks so good. Because after, where does the bishop go? Something like bishop a4. But now, I mean, the center is just absolutely amazing. And black can never take here because then the knight comes in and the knight becomes such a strong piece. And this bishop is kind of bad right now. There's also all these ideas of e6 that are quite tactical ideas. Yeah, this is almost losing for black, actually. But yeah, instead, white decided to take here, which I also understand because they wanted to open up and check the king. Queen takes. I mean, I was almost thinking here if it might be better to sacrifice a pawn and castle, but this is a horrible position for our subscriber. If they win, I truly don't know how they're getting out of this one. King d7. There's knight e5. There's 95 check. This position is so bad. This position is bad on so many levels. No. The king, we cannot have the king there. Okay, the king is trying to escape. Queen check. How are you going to survive? King b8. Oh, knight takes f7. And now now there's a fork as well. No. Takes and takes. It is so winning for white right now. I mean, white is up in exchange, but it's not just that they're up in exchange, aka that they have a rook for a bishop. It is the fact that this rook is completely not working. This rook is what I call a rook in jail. The rook just can't move anywhere, and the king is stopping it from going back. So rook e3, a6 takes, king a7. Okay, so trying to get the rook to escape. I do like that. I'm wondering if there was any better way. I still kind of wonder if, yeah, maybe here, I don't know, if white maybe could have gone something like d5 and just try to open up even more this position. With the idea being that if this and takes, there's all kinds of moves with like queen d4 and trying to get a checkmate situation. Rook e3, okay, takes, rook here. All right, I like that he's counterattacking. Yep, white stops it. Queen, another pawn falls. Yep, everything is defended. I don't think our subscriber is going to win this game. I don't believe right now. Come on, now they can just go rook e7 and... Oh, sorry, it was black to move. Yeah, okay, so they stopped rook e7. That's good. Queen d4. Back and forth. The queen escapes. I mean, I would just try to get a draw here. Why is the queen going back there? Can't... Yeah, okay. Okay. What is our subscriber doing? They're trying to create some attack. d5, I think, is a very strong move to now open up another diagonal for the queen. Queen here. I mean, here, rook e8 checked feels like it's going to lead to a checkmate, but not sure. Okay. Trading queens? I'm sorry, I'm not even going to roast my subscriber. I'm roasting I'm roasting their opponent. White has right now so many ways of almost checkmating. They're in the most attackive position ever. This king absolutely sucks. This queen is so strong. Eliminating this path for the king, and they're trading queens. This is a huge mistake for white. Like, white is going to win anyways because the endgame is winning. But this is a huge, I think, mistake, especially at levels where it might not be so easy to win. With 51 seconds left here, you should absolutely keep the queen. Like, you should not be trading queens here. Absolutely not. So I don't like this move at all. And now black is getting a pawn. Okay, losing this, but bishop takes a2. Now there's these couple pawns. I am not sure how white is going to win it with 44 seconds. Now trading even more. You don't want to... White is doing the mistake of trading everything. White is not doing this correctly. You should be having... Because now black, now our subscriber, which I'm very happy about, by the way, very happy about, they're going to run with these two pawns and they might even win the game because it's easier to push these pawns with one goal of promoting and use this bishop than what it is to stop it with the rook. Okay, here I would absolutely trade. Yeah, I think it makes it a lot easier to trade. But yeah, now these pawns are going to start pushing. A3, and look at that. A2, how do you stop the pawn? Yeah, now you lose the rook. And now you lose the game. Now our subscriber is gonna win. I cannot believe that this happened. I am in absolute shock. There was, I am sure, a forced checkmate before with white. And now, wow, yeah, this is nice. And now our dear subscriber, yeah, is able to, of course, get a queen and then win the game with some nice technique. Look at that technique. Very nice. Well, of course they won. They're a subscriber after all. Good job, Nord. Yeah, here I have more critique for your opponent actually than for my subscriber. I think, yeah, they're just you should absolutely never trade queens when you're in such an attacking position. The queen is one of your best pieces. It's easy to think, oh, if I'm up material, I should just trade everything. But you should see why you have an advantage. And here, white, they had an advantage not just because of the extra material, but because of how weak this king was and because of how much this queen was dominating in comparison to this one. So if you now start trading down all your advantages, well, then you're not going to have such a big advantage anymore. So I hope that you learned something. I hope I wasn't too mean, and I hope I didn't criticize too much. A little bit of criticism goes a long way when it comes to trying to improve a chess, at least when it is in a way where you know that it's not criticism of your forever chess, it's just ideas of how to become better right now. Is that a way of putting it? I don't know. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to my subscribers for sending in these games. And once again, check out my course on 1d4 if you want me to be your chess teacher. Link in the description box. Did I say link in bio before? There's no bio in YouTube. Description box. Okay, whatever.